Hey guys, welcome to my universe. So if you are new here, you may not have seen this, but a couple of months ago, I actually got fired from PalFish.
You're fired!
And I did a whole video on it, and then a follow-up video, and then I think I did a follow-up video. So there were a couple of videos that were me talking about getting fired from PalFish. And today, 4 o'clock in the morning my time, I look at my phone, ding, 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 ding. There is a message from PalFish. And I wanted to go over that message and explain to you what it means, why it's happening, and just really talk about my personal experience with the whole getting fired process. Just a little bit more, because I've already talked about it, so not too much. So if you are new here, my name is Jillian Shanahan. I am an online mentor / coach for both ESL and non-ESL companies. And my job here is to teach you the things you need to know in order to grow your student base and accelerate your income. So if you haven't already done so, make sure you click the subscribe button. And today we're gonna talk about our 4 o'clock in the morning message from PalFish. And don't mind my lazy eye, I'm going to talk about it with my lazy eye while I'm reading this story. So I'm gonna run on my phone, okay. Dear teachers, according to our statistics, with the current rules, teachers who often miss classes are likely to continue to be absent from classes after the 30-day ban. So we're not teaching you a lesson anyways because you still keep missing classes. Also, students may refuse to take classes during this period. In my experience, that is 100% true. So I don't know how much I went into this with you. I think it's the time of getting fired, which is really, it's a 30-day ban. Ooh, sorry about that. I shouldn't crack my knuckles on camera. I know that annoys people. Sorry. It's a 30-day ban, but basically that means students can't book for 30 days, but they book 2 weeks out. So the first 2 weeks you're still gonna have classes. If they cancel, they can't reschedule, they can't take extra classes, they can't fill. If you are reliant on trials, then you're probably gonna be really short in classes. The last 2 weeks of that 30-day ban are 0 classes, and then when you come back, you can ask your admin to be reinstated. And if you had a large student base, if you had a good professional environment and just a really good attitude about things, then you're probably gonna get hired back. If you were one of the people that said, oh, I got fired, and then you went on to tell everybody on PalFish's like news feed how much PalFish sucks, then you're not gonna get rehired. And yes, people do that. Why? I don't know. I don't know why they do that. Don't do that. Like, if you ever want to be here, don't go, because they can fire you. They can fire you for doing that. When I found out, I went through all 600 of my students, and I individually messaged them all saying, if you wanted to take a class in the next 30 days, I'm not going to be available. Those of you who have already booked classes, I will still be teaching those classes. However, the next 30 days, I will be unavailable to book, and I apologize for that. However, I'm going to recommend this teacher to you. And I picked a teacher that has a similar teaching style to me that I know, like, and trust. And I directed my students to this teacher. And because I have so many students, and I have a lot of regulars too, I actually picked another teacher. So I asked a friend of mine who's fully booked, so she couldn't take any of my students anyways. I asked her if she knew of anybody, and she said yes. Because I asked her instead of asking somebody else, because I really, really trust her opinion. She knows me very well, and she knows the people that she refers very well. So I reached out to this other teacher. I told her what was going on and said, hey, if you want to take some of my students, this is what I'm going to do. So I had a backup for when I was gone, and then I had a backup to my backup from when I was gone. And I know the admins of the students actually go through and they recommend teachers as well if that happens. I also know that a lot of people went through my student list. Once I made a video on YouTube saying that this happened, and then a lot of people went through my student list and like followed all my students. You don't really have to worry about that. These students are very, very loyal to their teachers. If you're a mom and you have your kids in any sort of online classes, and I can attest to this because I've got that mother experience. I have my kids in online classes and out school, and I can tell you right now that it is not easy for me as a parent to find a teacher that matches the needs of my children. And it's not that my children are very needy, it's just that they really don't like taking online classes. They're so sick of this virus. So what these parents do is they're like, I'll just wait for you. These classes cost money. So they buy these classes in packages. The classes are already paid for. However, the faster they run out of these classes, the sooner they're going to have to renew their package, which earns Palefish money. And if they're not booking their classes, it loses Palefish money. And on the parent side, it makes them have to spend money sooner. So they don't want to waste a class token, basically, on a teacher that they're not happy with. So because of this, Palefish is making the following rule effective. Today is when this video is going to go out, probably on the 1st. So from this October, teachers who cancel over 8 classes within 24 hours in a calendar month, or over 20 classes in 24 hours in 6 months. So back to the old rules. Within a month, if you did a short notice cancellation within 24 hours, you have 8 of them that you could do within a month. And if you went over that 8, then you got fired. So say for example, you had 8 classes in a day and you woke up sick, they could have potentially fired you because you canceled all of your classes when you woke up in the morning and said, I can't teach. Those were all terminal failures. Like, if that happened, they could and have fired teachers for them. As of October 1st, they are no longer going to be firing people who reach that threshold. So you get 6 absences like I did back in June. However, here's a catch. Instead, these teachers' base pay will be lowered by 1 level for 30 days. Instead of getting fired, you're going to lose your level. So if you are at level 5 pay and you get your 6 absences, you are going to be dropped down to level 4 pay. And then if you get another 6 absences, then you're going to be dropped down 2 levels for 30 days. So I just thought that this was important for everybody to know. The handbook has not been updated right now. It is a national holiday right now. So they will not be updating the handbook until after the 8th of October, most likely. Because any of the terminal offenses that were there before, they're still there, except you're going to get docked in your pay. And nobody likes to be docked in their pay, so let's just do what we have to do to keep being on time. I personally think that this is a good thing for teachers. Before, if you had some emergency come up that was like an inexcusable emergency, or maybe you just slept in and you missed all 6 classes in one day, then, I mean, because people have done that before, right? Sometimes people work really weird hours. Maybe they had to be awake at 3 o'clock in the morning and they slept in until 6. It has happened before. So if something like that happens now, you are still gonna be punished. You still have a penalty and you are gonna lose money off of it, but you're not gonna lose 2 entire weeks of pay like I did. And if you haven't seen those videos yet, I will see you over there. Check out this video where I go in depth about my experience being fired from Palefish and what you don't have to worry about anymore.